Yeah, so to be fair, in all honesty, I spent a lot of my younger years as a bodybuilder with high volume. I reached a certain stage of muscularity, couldn't get past that point. I literally hit a plateau. I spent a couple of years at that plateau. And it wasn't until I started to pull back the volume and up my rest that I started to see more, I suppose, results coming again. So yeah, to be fair, I was a volume trainer. I used to praise it, I used to love it. I used to do body parts every day, so it was like chest on Monday, back on Tuesday. But like I said, I reached a point where I couldn't get any better. So I decided to strip it back, simplify, train harder, but less sets, more intensity within the sets, and the results started coming again. So it pays to change the training sometimes, guys. It really does.
Keep going, halfway there now. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, let's go now. Right, let's go. 1. Oh, again. 2. Come on. Again. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Let's go. Up. One more. Up. Go.
My main influence it's kind of two people, to be fair. One is a former coach of mine, trained by JP, Jordan Peters, very low volume trainer, very big guy. He's kind of he's the arrowhead of British bodybuilding in terms of progressive overload. He does a lot of programs for people, but where we also look to is guys like Dorian Yates. You know, this isn't no new thing. This is an old thing. It's been going on for a long time. It's just trying to remind ourselves of what works. And you know, for a few years we got caught up in a fad of high volume. And now I've taken it right back to today's Dorian Yates. Just keep it simple, train bloody hard, and make sure that the sets you do count. And that's it, really.
That's it. Yeah! Come on, again! Let's go! Yeah! Again, guys! Big push! And again! Come on! Right, Jake!
Alright guys, so obviously today I'm not training alone. I'm here with my two training partners, Simon and Louis. Simon is a high-level British bodybuilder. He's placed top 3 at the British finals, so he's one of the top guys in the national shows. And Louis is actually national champion as a classic bodybuilder as well. So two very, very good bodybuilders on their way up. I'll let them tell you a little bit more about themselves. Simon?
Yeah, so I'm Simon. Before I used to do a lot of volume training myself as well, and then me and James decided to start training together. Ever since then, literally I've gone leaps and bounds in regards to building my physique from doing low volume training. So yeah, it's really, I think we work really well as a team, and yeah, really great.
Yeah, it's excellent, really. Simplified everything and just made sure we're training harder, really. Same with Louis, isn't it?
Yeah. My name's Louis Moylan, and I'm a classic bodybuilder, British champion. And yeah, I've always been alongside James. I've always looked up to him, and we've got a bit more closer over the last couple of years because we've both been a bit more successful. And I'm the same as Simon and James before. I've always done a lot of high volume, very low rest. I'm quite an active person, but being with James now is just making me realise that I need to lower the rest and do more heavier.
Spend more time at home recovering, less time in the gym, but with more accuracy. Accuracy is everything. As long as you come in and you can pinpoint and get the most out of those sets you do, you know, the rest of your day should be a contribution towards recovery. So that's your nutrition, that's your rest, and it's also leisure time as well. You know, you've got to be mentally relaxed as well. You've got to do things that, you know, regular people do, socialise, chill out, because if you're happy, your body's going to recover and your body's going to progress. Come on, let's go. Again. Next 3. Come on. Again. Come on. Oh, drive. Let's go. Come on, let's go. And again. Oh, come on, let's go. Squeeze and again. Let's go. That's what you fucking got.
Drive.
Good.
Come on, you, bro.
Come on, then.
Come on.
Finish it. Good set. Good fucking set. That's where you got to go. I say go from being national champion to pro club. Do that day in, day out, so you fucking year and you'll get it. Nice set, bro.
That was all you, that was all you. Come on. Again. 4 more there. Come on. Big push. All you again. Come on, 3 more. Come on. 3 more, let's go. Yeah. You got this, Brad. That was all you again. Come on. 2 now, let's go. Come on. All those quads working now. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's all you still. Come on. Come on. Big rep, James. Come on. That's it, mate.
Experiences outside of the gym. If you're someone that's had a little bit of maybe perhaps a rough background, maybe some challenges, the things that have actually, you know, tested you and you've been able to get through them, you can carry that over into the gym. I didn't have the most, you know, calm childhood. Not because, you know, I was a bad person or anything, but, you know, I'm from an area where there's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of rivalry. And I think as a youngster, I was put through some situations where, you know, I had to muster up the internal strength to, you know, not be suppressed. And I've just kept that mentality and I've brought it in the gym and I won't let the weights suppress me, you know. I look at the weights like they're a challenge and I tell the weights, you ain't beating me today. And I'll always be that way. It's an internal thing. It's a lot easier for guys who have had experiences that have taught you that kind of principle outside the gym. I don't think it's something you can manifest in the gym. It's in you or it's not. You can't create that. It's a part of you, it's your persona. And I believe that's why these guys are the same, because I don't think they had the easiest backgrounds either. I think they've been through challenges themselves, and that's why they're able to tap in to the same place that I'm able to tap in, and they've had results because of it. So yeah.
How is the bodybuilding culture in the UK?
Oh God, bodybuilding culture in the UK is superb. It's just a shame that you don't get to see as much of it as what is actually going on. We all stand by one another. It's very connected. All the pros are very much friends. Even the amateurs are friends as well. And we all want the amateurs who are good to get their just deserves and become pros. So we're supportive of the guys that are coming up because we've been there ourselves. You know, I've been the amateur, I've been fighting for the title and I've been trying to win. And it took me 10 years to get there. So I understand where these guys are coming from. So it gives me nothing but joy to kind of train with them and help them, you know, achieve their dreams and their goals. So it's a really good place. I think it's unfortunate we don't get to show it much. Opportunities like today allow us to show you guys what's going on in the UK. And I would say this, there's going to be some really good United Kingdom bodybuilders at the Olympia in the next few years, because finally now we have some really good platforms here that allow us to go out there and compete. So keep an eye out for us guys over here. Promise you. Let's go. Again. Come on, 2 more legs. Drive. Again, Lou. Come on. Squeeze the fuck up. Good. When it comes to training partners, it's going to take a few years to find the right people. Because at the end of the day, they're not just people in the gym. There's a relationship there as well as friends or, you know, as associates, whatever you want to call it. I personally need to trust the person as much as I trust someone in my family. At the end of the day, they're responsible for me performing my best day in, day out. They're responsible for me getting under the squat rack and not being collapsed by the bar. They're responsible for me getting the reps that I wouldn't get on my own. And for them to give me that energy requires a lot. So, you know, you have to appreciate them and they have to appreciate you to a certain level. It's not simple. It's not just, let's go to the gym and train. There is a lot deeper goings on between training partners. And that's why you see a lot of people that train with people have genuine care for one another, because it is a very personal relationship. Again, I've known Simon for a few years and I've known Louis for a few years. This shit didn't happen overnight. You know, I didn't just invite them in the gym one day and start training. It took knowing them first, getting to know them outside of here, understanding what they're about, understanding if they're good people to be around, if they give back a good energy. Because at the end of the day, you're going to spend a lot of time around these guys. And if they're feeding you positive energy, you can guarantee you're going to progress. If the people that are around you aren't giving you that, what's it going to do with your training, guys? It's going to suck from you, it's going to take. You can't afford to do that when you're trying to be really good at training, trying to progress, trying to reach your goals. It's a very important role. So, you know, don't underestimate the importance of a training partner. It will take time to find the best one, but it's worth the time.
I can add to that as well. I've never had a training partner until now. Obviously I've trained with other people, but they always seem to fall off. So once you found that right person, you need to stick with that person. And I drive 170 miles every day to train with James, every single day. That's how much of a good training partner he is.
So,
And it doesn't just simply have to be someone who's the same size, because look at me and James, like, there's no way I can lift the same weight as him, but it doesn't matter because we still motivate each other. So don't just, if you're a massive guy, don't just have to train with someone who's lifting the same weight as you. As long as the connection's there, you feed off each other. Like, I lift like half the weight James does, but I can still push him beyond what he's capable of, and he does the same for me. So we all bounce off of each other.
it's hard.
Yeah.
We've all got that same level of heart. I don't care if he's lifting 100 kilo, I'm lifting 300 kilo. I care that he's going until he's almost dead. And that's all that matters, literally. That is all that matters.
Mate, and he'll be in my ear as well. He won't let me put the weight down.
No, exactly.
He will not let me put the weight down.
That connection's there, and that's all it takes, you know. If you've got that, string together a few years of good training, you're gonna fly. You're gonna fly. The bottom line is this: you have to have an amalgamation of positivity, and you've got training partners that are solid, that are there, that are committed. You have a gym that feeds you energy and that gives you nothing but positive vibes, and you have the understanding of what training works and how to structure your training. You put all of that into a pile, you're going to be destined for some sort of greatness, even if it's only your own internal greatness and it's your own results. You know, it's you being better than you last year, you being better than you the year before. You're still going to fly. You're still going to be a totally different animal than 2 years ago, and you're going to do it in a manner that's enjoyable as well, because ultimately this process has to be enjoyable and fun, because you can't spend your life or your years doing something just to please others. It has to be an enjoyable process for you. And what we've got going on here, this concoction, this kind of connection between everything, I believe it's going to take us a long way in our own personal goals. And if you can find that, guys, if you can find anything even half as good as that, you're also going to have a really, really good life. Life in general, it feeds everything. It feeds everything.